All right, welcome back to part 3 of the tutorial series. In the last video, we managed to get to this point in the card flip game. We've got a check button that can depress as we click on it, and the same thing with the next button. We've got these various graphics here, and of course we've got our card. When we click this, it will flip over, and we've got a question here. Now right now I still have it that when I click on it, it will just flip, but this is just a test. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go on and do a couple other little design elements. I want to create this little lamp here, and we're going to create these coin spaces. But before I even do that, I want to come back into the coin space here. Yeah, make sure this is recording. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Yes, we're recording. Okay, great. I actually want to take these and put them on their own layer just to make things a little bit more organized. So I'm going to cut these and I'll make another frame. Okay, and these will be coin spaces. Double check that they still have their instance name on them. Yeah, they do. So I want to come in here and I just want to change the text just a little bit. And I am going to increase the size of that. Let me try 65 and see if that works. Let's see if I can center this. There we go. I'm gonna go with something like that. So 65 was the size. So it looks a little bit different than my sample, but my sample game that I already made. But I kind of like this a little bit better than it was. Okay, moving on to C. $65 for the size. And then we'll do the last one. There we go. Cool, I like that. Let's have a look at that. There, no doubt about where A, B, C, and D is going. All right, let's make that lamp. That's going to be pretty simple to do here. I'm going to come into the props area here, up here. Actually, I think I'll make it one above. And use a black stroke of probably 2. And I'm going to choose a gradient that I've already got. You probably have that as a default gradient anyhow. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a lamp here. And I just want part of this lamp to actually show. I'm going to adjust the gradient here. Pull it out a little bit. Actually, no, not that much. Something like that. And I'm going to change the color. I just want to make it a little bit darker or less obvious like that. Okay. And I'll take this stroke and I'm going to bring it back just to form a little bit of a lip. And see what hairline looks like. Let's see what the spot looks like there. Yeah, it looks a little bit like an overhead lamp. I'll just move it a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead actually and call that lamp. And then I'm going to come into that lamp and I'll choose this outer stroke. All right, and I'm going to expand this. And this is going to be where the light is. So I'm going to choose white, fill that in, pull it underneath. I'll get rid of the stroke. And I'm going to make this something like, let me try 10% and just see if that looks like a little bit of a glow coming down off onto the cards. Now sometimes what I do is I don't have it, I put it off to the side a little bit like that. Let's see what that looks like. It looks kind of reasonable. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. I might actually even lower that to something like 8. See what that looks like. I mean, so it's just, you know, there. And I am probably actually going to move it out a bit more even. Just have it in the corner. Very unobtrusive. I'm going to come back into it, and I'm not even worrying about naming these layers. Just going to draw a little circle, something like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Get rid of the stroke. And I'm going to change this to sort of a yellowish color, but I'll drop this down to like, I'll try 40%, see what that looks like. And I want to put it, I think I want to put it in there. And this is going to represent a light bulb. I just want the tiniest bit of it showing off on the side. I'm going to have to come up actually. Just somewhere in there. It's not even really necessary to have, and I might rotate it a little bit. And we'll have a look. And if it doesn't look good as a light bulb, then I will just not use the light bulb at all. It's a little bit short. You know what? I think I'm going to skip that. Yep. So I've got my lamp here. I'm going to cut this and put it on my props layer. I'll delete that layer. Save it and have a quick look. All right, so I've got a bit of a lamp there. So I've made my props, and it's going to be time to really get to work now on some more of this code. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start setting up the bet amount boxes that are going to go below these coin spaces. I'm going to start setting these up as dynamic text. So let's just go ahead and do that. And the way I like to do this is I come down pretty far in my layers. I can even just do it above here. I'm going to call this layer dynamic text. And I'm going to choose my text tool and make sure that this is set, not on static text, but on dynamic text. And I'm going to drag a box out here. Now, these don't have to be all that wide because I'm only going to be entering, you know, small digits in this game. So I'm going to do something like that. And I'm going to set a variable called bet amount A. I believe that's what I want. And I don't want them selectable, and I don't want that white bar in behind. Verdana, I'll leave it at that for the time being in 25, and we'll see what that looks like. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to drag it across to make another one here, and I'm going to call this bet amount B. All right, bet amount C. Bet amount D. And I'm going to do another one. Pull it out here. And this one I will adjust a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to put that down because I'm going to write the word score above that. And this one is going to be score. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to save those. I'm going to come up to the very top of my actions. And right underneath this, I am going to say var score equals 0. Now you can see that it's already put a number in there. Okay, so I'm starting out with a score of 0 in the whole game. All right, so let's come back down here. I've got these And what I'll do is on this layer, I'm actually going to do my text for these things. Okay, so I want to go back to static text, and I'm going to say bet amount, and I don't need bold. And I'm going to make these somewhat smaller than that. Let's try to spell it right first of all. Okay, maybe I'll make them 17. And just somewhat center it under the box. Maybe I'll even make it a bit smaller so that I'm really using the exact amount. So something like that, bet amount there. 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 And there. I'll take another one here. Grab that, bring it down. I'll put it there. And for that one, I'll write score. I will make this one somewhat bigger. And I'll bold that. Let's give that a look. Okay, very nice. Now I think what I also did on the previous one is I drew a little rectangle here. So I'll go ahead and do that as well. I'll try it with that. I'll try it in hairline as well. Just a small rectangle around that so we can sort of focus on where that dynamic text will appear. So I'll just manipulate this and then I'll copy it over. And we'll see how she looks. I need to move all of this stuff down. Okay. Let's say we go with something like that. I'll put one there. And there. And I'll put one there. I'm pretty sure all of this does need to come down, so let's do that right now. Let's have a look at that. Okay, I'm just looking for positioning right now. I don't really want to box around this one, and I'm going to change this line. Positioning is looking pretty good. All of these, well, let's go ahead and change these. So I'm going to, I'll grab them all and do it all at the same time. Let's see what that looks like. I'm gonna make it even a little darker. So I just don't want it overly conspicuous. All right, that's probably fine for the time being. You can try various color schemes. Okay, so we're going to leave that. Now I can see that I will need to move down my coins, so let me just grab them and get them out of the way. Okay, give myself the room that I need. Yeah, looking great, looking great. Okay, one thing I would like to do though is I'll just move that a bit up, sort of centered. That's an important thing there. Great, looking good. All right, so in order to get these dynamic boxes to register, anything, I'm going to have to do some code for that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do that on the coins. So I'm going to come down to this coin here. That's going to be coin 1. Let me just double check whether or not I have to make these as individual symbols. Coin 1, coin 2. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that because I'm going to be editing stuff on the inside. So I don't have coin 1 name, and I want to call this coin 1. And this is going to be coin 2, and this is going to be coin 3. And that's all I'm going to need in the games. 3 coins. We're going to reuse them. The instant name is going to be coin 3 for that one. This is going to be coin 2. And this one is already coin 1. Okay, now, here's what I want to do. I want to drag this coin into this space. Now, we've already given this an coin space an instance name. And I'm going to put something inside it so it registers even better. But this is coin space A. So I want to be able to say when I drag coins into coin space A, I want an amount to show up down here. So I've already given this an instance name, and that's great. And I've given the coin instance name. But when I let it go, I don't want this to keep incrementing in amount. So if I do a typical hit test on this and I just drag it in, every time it hits this, it's going to go up by 1. But if I leave it in there, it's just going to go up, 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 up. I need a way to turn this off. And I also need a way to drag this. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to come into this coin. And I've got its various layers. And I'm going to create an actions layer as well. And I'll go ahead and I'll put a stop there. But I'm also going to create, right at the top, a little box, which I'm going to use for my hit test. I don't need a stroke on this. And I like to do these in some weird color that I would never use. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, we may need to experiment with the size of this box. But for now, we'll start with that. I'm going to make this 0, so it's not actually visible, but it is there. All right. And I'm going to convert this to coin hit zone. And I'm going to call it up here, coin hit zone. I'm going to be writing the code to move this coin on here, all right? But I'm going to get rid of this once I drop the coin in the space. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to come over here, add some more frames, copy this over. And in frame 2, I'm going to hit F7 to clear the keyframe so that all we get rid of is this hit zone. So it's present here and it's gone there. At this point, I won't be able to drag the coin anymore. It's not going to register with that bet amount zone, dynamic text zone anymore either. So the first thing we're going to do on this is I am going to set up how to move the coin. So I'm going to say on press. Now, I can't say this. I have to say root.coin1.startDrag. And on release, root.coin1.stopDrag. And that should be enough to just move the coin. All right, so we're going to test that out and see if we can actually move this coin. Now you'll notice I get the hand. I can move the coin. I can still move the coin. All right, and when I release, I stop moving it. Okay, so that's good so far. Now there's more that I'm going to need. So I'm just going to come back to one of my previous coins. I'm going to go into it, and you'll see coin hit zone, and you'll also see 2 frames. See the way it disappears there. I just want to have another look at the code. You see, this is what I wrote, root.coin1 start drag, and here I said on release stop drag. But you're also going to see all this other stuff here. This is the hit test, and what I really want to focus on right now is this line of the hit test. If this, meaning the coin, all right, hit tests with if that special coin zone, not the whole coin. I'll tell you why in a minute. If this hit zone, or the hit zone hits the coin space A, I want to focus on this. Root.bet amount A, which was this, what we call the dynamic text box, plus equals 1. That will increment it by 1. And we're also going to make coin 1 go to and stop 2, where that zone disappears. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to come back over to here, go into the actions, and I'm going to say on release, first of all, stop dragging the coin. And then I'm going to say, if this dot hit test root dot, I believe it was called coin space A, I'll have to test that. If it hits that space, oops, I need another bracket. Root dot bet amount A plus equals 1. Root dot coin 1 dot go to and stop 2. Now let me double check that I did this all right. Okay, I don't have any errors. First of all, let me make sure that this is exactly what I wanted to do. If this dot hit test root dot coin space A, right? That's what I had, right? Coin space A. Coin space. Let me double check how my coin spaces, how I reference them in the in their instance name. So here it is. Yep, underscores. So let me just give this one a try. I'm going to drag this to here, let it go. Look at that. I got a 1 and I can't move this anymore. Okay? So that's great. Now, you know, I mean, just for the fun of it, I could show you what would happen if I didn't write it that way. If I wrote it the wrong way. I mean, if I didn't make it go to frame 2 where we got rid of the hit zone, let me cut that for a moment. And let me drag it in. See, every time I bring it in, it keeps going up. Okay, so we want to have that line in there for the coin. Now, what we could do is I'm just going to take this. I'm going to copy these frames, and I'm going to come into this one here, and I'll do some of the work. Actions. And I'll do some pasting as well. Stop. I'll go ahead and add some more frames and drag the stop over. And right above here, I'm going to go paste frames. And we'll just double check that we're talking about the right coin. This is now coin 2. Coin 2. I still want it for space A though, because coin 2 could go into space A, so that one should be able to move now. And I'll come into this one and do the same thing. Coin 3, coin 3, coin 3, save and test. Coin 3 into space A once. We have a little bit of an issue. We keep registering ones instead of adding them up. Okay, well I see what I've done. Right now, I don't see any amount here, and as I bring this in, I just start getting numbers. I mean, it is counting the right number of coins that I've got in there, but it's not adding them up right. But this should all say 0. And what I forgot to do is up in my actions at the very start, I want to say var bet amount underscore A equals 0. I wanted to start off as 0. All right, and now you'll see a 0 in there. So now as I drag the coin in and I can't move it, I get 1, and then I get 2, and then I get 3. So it's adding them up. Now, one just quick thing I want to show you, a little glitch in this is that I've got a square hit zone in the coin. Now, if I was to bring it right there and just touch that, it doesn't perform a hit test. But if I go a little bit more, I probably hit it. See, I hit it there. So it's not exactly inside. So that's just, the way that it's set up for the time being. What I want to do, though, up here is I want to set these up for the other ones as well. So I'm going to say var bet amount B equals 0, var bet amount underscore C equals 0, var bet amount underscore D equals 0. And at that point, I should get zeros all along. I do. Okay, so I have zeros all along. Now, of course, if I drag this into here, nothing's going to happen yet. But if I drag it into there and I've got just the 2, that's fine. Okay, and then the 3. So now we're going to have to do a lot of manipulation to the code here and on the coin. But let's just go ahead and continue with what we have for this hit zone here. All right. We've got that, so let's make sure. What have I got on? Actually, let me copy that just to be sure, and then I'm going to see what I've got on my other coins. We'll get them started. Okay, I've got the hit zone. Oh, I've got this as spot A. Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe I haven't tried that. Yeah, I have tried that. Of course, I've been dragging them all in. Okay, we need to set it up so that it registers the other spots as well, the other regions. So let me have a quick look at one of my coins again. Come in and have a look at that hit zone, and I just did else if. All right. Okay, so let's do it that way. So I'll start with coin 1. Okay, so I've got that, and I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say else if this dot hit test loop dot coin space B instead, bracket this that. Then I'm going to say, I'm going to take this line, I want this to be B, and I think I'm going to also need that as well, right? Whoops, that's not what we want to do. I want to copy that. So we hit spot B, we want it to stop. And I'm going to just go on and do another one of these. How much should I grab? Let's grab all of that. This is coin space C. And this will be C. And this will be coin space D, and then we'll test that out. We'll see how she's going. D. Check it. Okay, no errors yet. Let's see if this is going to work. Yeah, it's working in spot B. And I see that it goes under the card. I don't like that, so I'm about to change my layers. Okay, let's do that right away. I want the coins above the cards. So, even the card was flipped and I want to get over to C. I don't want it underneath. Let's try D. Okay, great. So it's working. So I can pretty much take this code off of that hit zone, and I'm going to take it all, even though I've got coin 1 here, and I'm going to have to switch, and that's just the way it goes. There's a lot of rewriting code. It's not the most efficient way of doing it, but I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to find it faster to do it like this. Change that to coin 2, and all of these. And obviously I could search and replace as well, but I don't care. Not going to take me very long to do this. Coin 2. So that should work now. And I'll do the same on coin 3. Change that to 3. So this coin can go there. Great. This one can go there. Let's do another one on D. Perfect. Okay, so the coins are working and we are starting to register how much we've got here. So that's really good. Let's get the bet button working now so we can add up our score. All right, so that when we come in here, check button doesn't do anything right now. The bet button doesn't do anything. We flip our card. We can see a question here, and we can drag our coins in. We want to bet We want to bet 2 on A and 1 on B. We want to let's set up the check button. Now, for this particular question, the correct answer is C. So we actually want C to be right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come over to the bet button. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say on release, go back to the first frame of your animation, and then I'm going to want to say root.score plus equals root.bet amount, C, that's the correct answer, minus root.bet amount A minus root.bet amount B minus root.bet amount D. Now, you're going to notice that I've got on release outside as well. It's a good idea to have that so that when somebody clicks on the button, holds it in, pulls their hand away and releases out here off of the button doesn't stay depressed. Because the only way it would stay depressed, let me show you this. Okay, that's because I have the on release outside. I'll take it off and I'll show you what happens. And we have to make a decision if we keep it or not. Press it, release it. Okay, nothing, not a number. Press it, pull my hand out here, release. It doesn't release. It just keeps going. The problem is we would have to rewrite all of this code here as well. Now there might be a way that I can add it on release and on release outside. I could look into that. I'm going to skip this for now. All right. Most people, when they do it, they're going to press and they're going to release right there. Okay. So let's go ahead and see if this would work yet. Now, flip the card. The correct answer is C. I'm going to drag 2 coins into C and 1 into B. All right, 2 and 1. And we didn't get this to work, so I'll come back here. I'll have a quick look at what I did. Plus equals root.score. Yeah, the simplest things can mess you up. I need to have an underscore here. It's called bet amount underscore C, bet amount underscore A, underscore B, and underscore D. All right, let's give that a try now. Okay, good. My score is showing up as 0. These are all zeroed out. Flip the card. I want to bet on C. I'm going to drag 2 over to C. That's going to be the correct answer, and I'll drag 1 over to B. Check, and it works. 2 minus 1 gives us a score of 1. Now, at this point, I want to make sure the card doesn't flip. I don't want to be able to check this because look at this. Every time I click the check button, it keeps adding it up. So what we'll do is we'll just say, once you've done that, root.bet, oh, yeah. No, what did I call this? Bet button dot enabled equals false. Let's try that. So it's enabled at first. I can click on it. Let's try it. All right, one there, one there. Let's do all the wrong answers. Click it. You'll notice the score is -3 because all 3 of these were wrong. This was the correct answer. I can't click it again. So that's what we'll do. We'll have to enable that again to be able to click it very soon. So it's coming along so far, isn't it? Let's make it so that after we flip the card, we can't flip it again. All right, after we press, we can't just keep doing this till the cows come home. All right, that's a pretty easy thing to fix. So come up to the card, go into the actions where we said on press this dot go to and play, that plays the animation, and then let's say this dot enabled equals false. So after we press, we cannot press it again. There, good. Can't press it again. Now we place our bets, and we go 2 there, and we go 1 on C, we check, card can't flip, we get our score, check can't go until we get to the next one. I'm back here in the original file, and you'll notice it's very similar. All right, I've got a different text here, different graphic, different size, but I want to show you something with these spaces. All right, but just notice that when it first comes up, I can click the card. You see the hand? I can't click the check button yet. We'll deal with that in a bit. But when I flip the card, first of all, the coins come up. But I want to show you this. When I come into the space and I release, watch the space. See, it flashes there, right? And I'll just arbitrarily choose 3 of these. I'll do the check, and this stuff comes up. So that's what I want to work on that stuff right there, okay? So I'm going to come back to our original file here, and I'm going to go to the coin space. I'll come into this one, and we'll have a look here. So this is all we have so far. We don't have any of that animation. So let's go ahead and build that. So I'm going to create an actions layer. And I'm going to put a stop in there. And I'm going to go ahead and put another frame here. Drag the stop across. And let's say in frame 2, that's where I want it to turn green because it's a correct answer. So I'm going to put a keyframe in there. And I'm just taking this outer border here, and I'm going to change it to a green color. Maybe something like that. And let's go ahead and do another one. Frame 3, drag the stop over, and another keyframe, and let's change it to red there for the wrong answer. So I have 3 choices. The original, okay, the correct answer, and an incorrect answer. And so now what I'll do is I'll also, sorry, one more thing, come here at the body with all those frames. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go into the next space. I'm actually going to paste that down here. I'll come out here, add some frames, and do an actions layer. With stops all the way along. So I'm just going to Alt and drag to copy that. So you have the same thing there, and repeat for here. Replace the body layer, paste frames, F5, stop, Alt and drag. Great. One more. Oops, I don't need to do that. Actions layer. Okay. There we go. So we've got our coin spaces all set up. And we're now going to come over to the coin. Let's start on coin 1. I'm going to come into here. All right, I want to get those animations in the spaces working, and I don't want to be on the coin. I need to come up to the bet button. This is where I'm going to get these spaces to light up. And so far I've got this. On press, go to the second frame. On release, go back to the first frame, add up the score, and disable the button. I want to say up here, if we drop that coin in space A, let's say, then I want it to show that it's false. And if we drop it in space B, I want to show that it's false. And if we drop it in space C, I want to show that it's right, and space D is false. So we're going to say this. If root.bet amount space A is greater than or equal to 1, then I want to do something. In other words, if there is a coin in there, all right, I want to say root dot coin space A dot go to and stop 3, which was the false frame. So I'll talk about this. This is after we press the button. All right, after we press this button, and it adds it all up, the bet amounts. If there is an amount in A that's either greater than or equal to 1, then we'll display the third frame of that coin space, which is false. And we'll go on and we'll say a similar thing for space B. If the bet amount for space B was greater than or equal to 1, if there's one or more coins in there, then show the answer, which in this case was false, so the light up in red. We'll do the same for C, but in this case, the space C is going to go to the second frame. That's green. That's the correct answer, I believe, is C. We'll double check that in a minute. And D will go to the third frame. All right, let's give this a try for coin 1. All right, so if I go there, and I go there, and I go there, normally after the card is flipped, C should be the right answer. Let's check. See? These turn up as red, wrong answers. This shows up as green, correct answer. And our score is -1, 2 minus 1. Let's just redo that and just quickly double check that D works. Let's put 2 of them in here. I bet 2 to 1. Great, it's working well so far. So we're going to go on and do a little bit more, but let's now take all of this and let's, oh, I don't have to put it on the coins. What am I thinking? This is done. I'm thinking I have to put it on the coins. I'm losing my mind here. Okay, we can do a little bit more here as well. You'll notice that as I release the coin, I get a little bit of a flash. All right, undo the check, and I get this. Now we could easily add these graphics if we wanted to above the colored boxes, but I want to get that flash going as well. All right, this makes it a little bit more interesting when you drop the coin. So what we'll do is we'll come into the coin space here, and I will just jump up here, and I'm going to call this coin space anim. And I'll grab, let's see, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a stroke on here temporarily. Stroke on there. Let's see if I got it. Yep. I'm going to cut it off now. I'm going to put it on over here. And I'm going to fill this in with, fill it in with a nice bright green. And I'm going to get rid of the stroke. And I'm going to convert this into a symbol. Sorry, my dog was barking a little bit. I'm converting this into a symbol, and I need to instance this as well. Coin space anim. Okay, and I come into it, create an actions layer, and a stop, and hang on. Okay, the joys of having 3 dogs. Okay, so I just want a real quick animation here. And so what I'm going to do is just put a keyframe there. Drag this out, another keyframe there. And I'm going to drag this stop over to here. And what I'm going to do is a motion tween and a motion tween. I'm going to start off here with alpha at 0. Yep. Alpha here at 0. And then I'm going to tell it at that position, go to and stop 1, ready to go again. So the animation is just a quick coming through here, lighting up and going back. Okay, so we have to tell it to do that coin animation. And in fact, I'm going to take this, copy these frames, and put them in all of the coin spaces here. All right. So just put it above the body, that's fine. Paste those frames. And right here. Paste the frames. Okay, so we want this to happen when we drop the coin in there. So let me just have a look again and see how I did that. If I called it from the coin, or if I call it where I call it from. Okay, there we go. If this hit test the coin says A, coin space A, coin space animation, go to and play. Okay, so it's right in the coin there. Under if we do the hit test and the bet amount. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, oops. Onto the hit zone. Okay, so right here, I can say if the hit zone of the coin hits the coin space A, then we'll say root dot coin space A dot coin space anim dot go to and play 2. All right, so if the hit zone of the coin hits the coin space A, then play the coin space animation, which is in coin space A, go to and play there. And I'll do the same for this one. If it hits space B, then within space B, play the animation and hit space C. Then within space C, play the animation. And same thing for D. Okay, so let's double check that this coin works anyhow. Flip the card, drag that, bang, it works. Okay, it doesn't for any of the other coins yet, just for that one. Or let's see if coin 1 plays it there. Yep. Okay, so let's just get this code on all of those other coins on the hit zone. So here's coin 2. There's the first one. Space B. Space C. Space D. Good. And let's do the last coin, and we should be in good shape. And that's probably where this video will end, but we've made some real progress. There's A. Here's B. I made a few mistakes along the way as well. but we can pretty much solve them all. Here we go. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, still got to deal with that check button and the next button. So here's our first question. The answer is C, but we don't know that. We're going to try it. We're going to go for B. Yeah, drop it, bang. Look at that. Let's go to C. Let's make sure it'll do it again. Yeah, it does. Adds them all up. Check. We get our score. Correct answer was here. Incorrect answer was there. Great. So I think I'll leave it here, but we will continue with this in the next part of the tutorial. Thank you very much for watching.